is there just one big boom thing that can happen that can make the price of silver explode? $50 per ounce is nothing. Look, when I started preparing for this video, I had one big boom that I was going to tell you about. But now, honestly, as a few hours went by, there's actually 4 big booms that can all help propel the price to silver. Heck, $50 just might not be anything. But like I said before we went live here, folks, my blood is boiling. Let me get this off my chest. I am legitimately super angry about something. I had someone contact me who wanted to be interviewed here on Ron's Basement. You watch my videos, you see I interview people all the time. I agreed to the interview. Now, this is I'm not going to name any names, but a political figure, I guess we can call him. And it was going to be a big deal for me. So I spent a lot of time preparing, digging in, and this has something to do with silver and gold. And I'm not going to put this guy down. I'm not going to publicly put his name out there. But nonetheless, I spent hours preparing for the interview. I was supposed to talk to him at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. So I get everything all set up. I go on to my Zoom link, and guess what? I sit there for 20 minutes. Nothing. Nobody shows up. No call, no email, no nothing. So I reach out to his assistant, who had some excuse as to why he couldn't be there. But she said, can you do it at 1 o'clock? And I don't like to do interviews in the afternoon because I'm better in the morning. But I said, fine, it's a big deal. I spent all this time getting it together. I'll do it at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock rolled around. I go on to the Zoom meeting, get all dressed up again, get all set up. I sit there for another 20, 30 minutes, and my blood is boiling. I reach out, and again, some cockamamie excuse, and I'm like, well, whatever, I'm done, okay? Well, they email me later in the day. Okay, so 2 times now, right? I've gone through this whole process of getting set up for an interview. The guy doesn't show up. 2 times. They email me and say, we're really sorry. Can you do it tomorrow? That's today at 10 a.m. And I'm like, fine, because guys, this really is for the betterment of the silver and gold community. Okay, so I go through the whole process, get all dressed up like I am for you right now. It's more important I'm dressed up for you. Get on the Zoom call at 10 o'clock, nothing, crickets. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? What is this guy's deal, right? I email his assistant, nothing. I've not heard one word, right? It's totally wasted, like 2 of my mornings where I could have been making other content for you. I mean, am I right to be like kind of ticked off? Like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Look, I don't care, brother. I've interviewed CEOs of $1 billion companies. I've interviewed all kinds of people. I'm trying to help this guy out, right? Like I said, he's a political figure. But he just apparently, is there any common courtesy, right, to leave somebody hanging 3 times? All right, I'm done complaining. Let's talk about silver and gold. Silver above $25 per ounce. I was so mad I almost didn't do the live stream. But you know what? I told you guys I was going to do the live stream at 11:30. Yes, I was 2 minutes late. I apologize, right? If you're going to be late for something, if I tell you I'm going to do a live stream at a certain time, I'm going to do it. If I'm late by 2 minutes, 5 minutes, okay, I'll apologize, and I will do my best to not be late. If I don't show up at all for the live stream, then you better be concerned, because either I'm losing my mind or there's some type of family emergency or something that has prohibited me from being there. And I know you're that same type of person as well. Sorry. I'm very angry. Now, but let's talk about the happy subjects. Let's talk about boom. You want to hear about the booms for silver? Okay, there's big things coming down the pike. Michael Oliver, right? He's a big time analyst in the silver and gold community. Let it go. Yeah, he's a big time analyst in the silver and gold community. I was listening to him last night. He's talking about silver and gold flying. Okay, he said something that blew me away about silver. This guy's not a perma-bull. He's a guy who, if you follow Michael Oliver, is often saying he thinks the price of silver could go down. The price of gold could go down. I've heard him say it many times. Okay, so he's not some pumper that's always saying it's going to go up, up, up. And he's talking about silver potentially reaching $50 per ounce, not in the coming years. He said possibly in the coming quarters. And thanks to our friend Maury, who sent that link to me to watch that, because Michael Oliver, hey, thank you for the super chat, Craig. You know what? Craig made a great point, and I'm letting it go, and it's water under the bridge. But Craig brought up a great point. You guys did show up for me this morning, and that's awesome. Thank you for being here. Please give it a thumbs up. You are the most important part of Ron's Basement. This is what it's all about anyway. So thank you very much. Michael Oliver is talking about $50 silver within the coming quarters. Gold. Let's talk about gold, right? The granddaddy of all the precious metals. What do you think Michael Oliver says about gold? And it's not just him, it's many other analysts. And we're not big techies, but it's important for us. We love silver, we love gold, to realize what is going on with gold right now. Gold, if it can keep rolling, is approaching a quadruple top. A quadruple top is almost unheard of in the world of everything, prices of everything, okay? We will break through the $2,100 level once we get to that quadruple top, right? We've got a triple top now. Like, I think since 2020, we've had gold get up close to where it is, a little higher than where it is right now. If it continues to press against this for the fourth time, which it's doing, let's not get too excited, but it's doing, it will likely break through. A quadruple top that goes back down is almost unheard of, guys. We've got big things coming, and when gold breaks out, you know what's going to happen with silver, but you know what I owe you. I owe you something right now. Two things. I apologize. You know what? For sharing my anger and frustration, number one. Number two, right? You guys are giving me over 100 virtual hugs, 100 thumbs up. I owe you 10 rings of the bell, 1 ring of the bell for each 10 thumbs up. Here we go. Get that last little bit of frustration out, okay? Michael Oliver was on Liberty and Finance. That's where I heard him talking last night. And he also mentioned that with gold, we've been in a long-term bull market since 2015. In this last phase of the bull market will likely be the most explosive. Let me ask you a question. That's your favorite part of the show. My favorite part of the show. Huh? Right? Do you think we can get $50 on silver? I'm not even going to say in the next 2 quarters, in the next year. If you do, type 50. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm putting it there twice. 50-50. I think we can get that $50. There's more booms to talk about. We've got Bank of America, and we've got 3 other factors that can really have a crazy impact on the price of silver and gold. But do you ever feel like the current move, I wrote this last night, it was one of those, you have those thoughts that come to you that are powerful. You know what I'm talking about. That inner knowing, like in your gut, right? They say gut feeling because the stomach and the brain are very much connected. This is not a show about human anatomy. It's a show about silver and gold. But I had a gut feeling last night about silver and gold, and I wrote it down. I said, the current move in silver, thank you, Robert. When it happens, silver breaks out significantly. Yes. Thank you for the super chat. The current move in silver and gold is not about a short-term event-related situation. It's not because of this move we're having right now. I heard Peter Grandich talk about it. I heard Andy Schechtman, when he was talking to Peter Grandich, talk about it, that it feels different. Peter Grandich has been in this business for over 40 years. I love Peter Grandich. Go tell him you're from Ron's Basement and say hello to our friend Peter Grandich. Nonetheless, he was saying in his 4 decades following silver and gold, this feels different. And it really does. It feels like this move that we've had, in particular in gold. Now, I know it was maybe catalyzed by the situation, the unfortunate situation which occurred in Israel and Palestine. But nonetheless, what it feels like is that it's about structural, underlying and fundamental major shifts and problems. Woo, that's a mouthful, and I actually wrote that myself. Structural, underlying, and fundamental major shifts and problems, supporting this massive move that we've seen in the silver price and gold price. Do you feel that way? It just feels different. And while I don't have 4 decades, I have 2 decades of experience watching these markets. It certainly feels different. Come on, baby. Let's get $2,100. You see that? Is my finger on that? $2,100 gold. $2,100 gold. Huh? Maybe we can send it out into the universe. You know, those people that think if you send it out, maybe if I put a $sign in front of it, it'll work better. There we go. It's going to be the Christmas show, which we're going to have, and we're going to have $2,100 gold, or I don't know. If I had an elf outfit, I'd put it on, but I don't have an elf outfit. So nonetheless, let's talk about more crazy facts going on right now. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I almost didn't do this live stream, but I said I'd be here, so I'm here, right? And it's fun. And I appreciate you being here. Don't forget, if we get to 200 thumbs up, I will ring that cowbell like you've never heard before. All right? Bank of America put out a big report about silver, and everybody's making, have you heard? Everybody's making a big deal about the Bank of America. They're saying there's a silver floor right now that's been put in around $20 per ounce. They cite decreasing production. Bank of America, they cite decreasing demand from investors. Remember that. This is critical for boom number 2. That's not boom number 2, but decreasing demand from investors, right? Retail, coin shops, that kind of stuff, right? SLV, ETF, outflows, right? Remember that. It's going to become very critical here in a few minutes, okay? However, green technology, have we talked about that? Solar panels is going to make the demand for silver fly. Electric vehicles, all right? They cite that the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and the LBMA warehouse inventories are dropping. But what's very interesting, and I think Vince Lachey is who actually pointed this out. What's interesting when we think about that is that more and more silver is being sold off market, off the exchanges. Instead of going through the COMEX or the LBMA, now more and more silver is being purchased direct. Okay, what do we know about Keith Neumeyer from First Majestic Silver? He, one of the biggest silver miners in the world, he's starting his own mint, and he hopes at some point to sell most or all of the silver that his company produces through that mint. More and more people are going direct because the world is just going crazy over silver, but that's not boom number 2, okay? Mining production of silver has been dropping. I didn't realize, do you realize if you look at a chart of like the last 10 years, the amount of silver being produced by the miners, I know like it went down last year, but it has been decreasing when you go back and look at it on a 10-year basis. I'm in the basement. We're talking basis. Investment in new mines is dropping. This is a key. This is a big one. All the easy silver. Low-hanging fruit. You know what that means, right? Like if you're a monkey and you're in the jungle and you want some fruit, you go for the low-hanging fruit first, because then you don't have to climb the tree to get to the hard fruit. All the low-hanging silver, right? All the silver ornaments near the bottom of the tree have already been pulled. Now, if you want more silver, it's becoming so much more difficult. And that's a real problem as we're going to be facing a supply shortfall in the future. Bank of America brought up something very interesting that a lot of people have kind of put on the back burner, but they put a lot of focus on EV, electric vehicles, and the demand for silver that will be creating. And they have unbelievable charts as we look out over the next 10, 15 years about the number of electric vehicles which will be hitting the roads, not just in the United States of America. Although we are still the world's largest economy, there's this other country called China, right, number 2, and a host of other countries, and they're all increasing. There's all massive projections regarding the increase in the number of electric vehicles. I have a question for you. Do you own an electric vehicle? I don't. Okay. So I'm going to type NEV, NEV. Okay. No electric vehicle. I'm just curious. If you do, type EV. If you don't, type NEV or no. I'm just curious. Crop Duster does not own an electric vehicle. No electric vehicle. Yes, Robert. I don't think. No. Who does? Who's the first? No. No. I think it's safe to say that's interesting that none of us have electric vehicles. No. Never going to. Never. No. I have an 18-year-old Acura TSX. It's called the Basement Mobile. We've owned it for 18 years. It is definitely, it's got a battery that runs the radio and a few other things, starts the car. But nonetheless, I don't own an electric vehicle. What's interesting, guys, is that number one, none of us own electric vehicles. And if we do, we'll have a little bit more silver in our stack because there's much debate about how much silver is in electric vehicles. No, everybody's saying no, waiting for a hydrogen vehicle. The hydrogen, oh gosh, so much. Now we got a lot. We got one more boom. Okay. But what's interesting is what this shows us is if indeed like there's a lot of room for growth in the electric vehicle industry. It's not like half of you guys are telling me you have an electric vehicle. Hydrogen vehicles, big news. Did you hear? Right? Maybe you missed one of the previous live streams. If you did, I really feel sorry for you. But nonetheless, big news just last week from Toyota, the world's biggest motor car company, Stanford University, and the SLAC Lab, SLAC, which is part of the U.S. government, that they have discovered a new way to make hydrogen fuel cells, which a lot of people think could be the future of energy production, vehicles on the road. In the past, they needed to use platinum, but guess what? You're never going to guess what they discovered. They discovered a way to use silver instead of platinum. Very crazy, very interesting. Woof. Oh boy. Nobody. Let's just say we're not an electric vehicle channel. We're a silver and gold channel. I'm glad you're here. Hey, look, if you want to come back, you're welcome here every single day, okay? You're the apple of your mommy's eye, right? You're the apple of my eye as well. We're a group of people that love to talk about silver and gold. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, guys, when we get to 200 thumbs up, I'm going to ring that cowbell, all right? And some people are going to get mad. That's okay. The silver market's looking really good, according to Bank of America. Yada, yada, yada. We know that. They go on to talk about a bunch of stuff about silver that we already know. But here's boom number 2. Here's a big thing. Because remember earlier, I talked about how Bank of America pointed out that investor demand for silver is down. Remember this, guys. Remember, investors move into silver when the price is up. Okay. So we're building a base right now with the silver price, or silver demand and no investor demand where it is. If we see a turn in investor demand, especially as the price starts to go up, impacted by all these major demand categories we've already talked about, that's when the investors come up. It's like an afterburner, right? It's like the second stage of a rocket when it goes into the air. That's when people, you've heard Rick Rule talk about it. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard everybody. So for whatever reason, we don't buy silver when it's on sale. We buy silver when it's not on sale, generally speaking, okay? Do you buy silver when it's on sale? If you do, type sale, okay? I can say this time I did. I bought some when we were down near 22, okay? But anyone who's in the bullion business will tell you, for whatever reason, people tend to buy a lot more silver when the price is skyrocketing, okay? So as these basic fundamental demand factors do make the price of silver skyrocket because the world needs way more silver than what we can supply at this point. Once that price gets up to 30, 31, 32 US dollars per ounce, that's essentially a new all-time high. I know it got to 50 in 2011 and whenever else. There was another time, 1980, something like that. But for all intensive purposes, $30, $33 is a new all-time high for silver. We're going to see people piling into silver. We're going to see inflows into the SLV ETF, and that's boom number 2, guys, because when that changes, when that shifts, don't forget how sensitive. Are you sensitive? Are you delicate? I am. I'll go ahead. I'm sensitive. Ask Susie. Okay? But I'll tell you what's more sensitive and more delicate, even than you and me combined, is the silver market. It's so small. 1 billion ounces, right, supplied per year, $20 billion market. I'm sorry, I have to say it again. All these unbelievable demand factors coming through. And it just takes all the big gains happen on the margin, meaning on that little extra part, that little extra bit of investor demand. When that turns, it maybe doesn't even have to turn completely, right? People just need to stop hating silver. General people, not you and I, but the general market. And when that happens, that will provide that second stage of the rocket, right? Then maybe that's why Michael Oliver's talking about $50 silver. Is it starting to make sense to you now? Hey, we almost have 200 thumbs up. How about a few more virtual hugs? And I'll ring the bell. I'm just going to look at you. Let's see if we can do it here in the next 2 minutes. This is the Coin Shop Chris timer. It's a little hourglass. See it? See the yellow sand? Can we get to 200 thumbs up so I can ring the bell? Please? Can you guys do it? I don't know. I don't think maybe we can't do it. 197. I'm waiting. 201. Man, that's a record. Here's the 3-second warning. We're going to ring the bell. It's going to be loud. If you don't like loud noises, turn off your headphones. See that? 200, baby. Trying to wake that bear up. Woo, my ears are ringing. It is a loud bell. That's the $2,500 gold bear, right? Remember, guys, big party when gold hits 2,500, and that will be happening sooner as opposed to later. My ears are still ringing. Maybe I got a couple screws loose up there, huh? Well, you're not gonna disagree with that. Okay, boom number 3, guys. We have 2 more big reasons why silver can take off. Okay. I heard Bix Weir, Road to Ruta guy, talking about this morning. He's dug into the solar stuff. It's crazy, demand for solar and the information that's out there. Basically, we know that solar is sucking in massive amounts of silver. The Silver Institute says like 160 million ounces this year. The Silver Institute's numbers are sometimes called into question. I'll leave it at that. Some people say that we could use upwards of 180, maybe even 200 million ounces of silver for solar alone this year. Who knows what next year is going to be like? There's major changes going on in the world right now that could demand crazy amounts of silver for solar panels. But 200 million ounces of silver, hello, that's 20% of the world's supply this year. And we don't even know for sure. Again, it's generally accepted that the newer generations of solar panels are going to use more silver per panel. So look, let me see who's been paying attention. Who, besides somebody you love, because you've got, look, you're welcome here in the basement anytime. I've already begged you to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell, okay? So you're loved by a lot of people, right? You have a mom and a dad. They love you, right? Your friends love you, your family, your grandma, your grandpa, and all those people love you, okay? And you love them back, all right? But on a second level of love, right below that, you should love solar panels. I joke around with CoinShop Chris. I said, sometimes I go and I hug the solar panels in my neighbors' yards. Then what are you doing? They know now. Solar is our friend. Solar's the future of green energy and the future of what can be unbelievable demand for silver. If you think I'm right, type solar. I'm typing it. Okay? Unicorn. The US dollar is unicorn fart dust. We won't even go down that road today. But solar is a big, big deal. A big, big deal. Okay? And when solar starts to suck in all that silver, do you have enough? Because in that point, right, who knows if the local coin shops will have it. Right now, there's plenty. Right now, there's plenty available. As a matter of fact, I happen to know a place where if you want to get some silver, you can go and you can get the best price and you can see a great selection. You know who I'm talking about. Pimbex, my favorite, my go-to source when I want to buy silver. Now, I always recommend you do your own homework, right? Read about the company, right? Compare the prices, and I'm confident you'll find what I found. They check all the boxes. I think Pimbex is best, Pimbex, Pimbex.com. And I think if you do your homework, if you throw them in the mix next time you're shopping for bullion, I think you will too. I'm not done yet. That was boom number 3. Nobody knows how much silver is being used by the solar industry. India is exploding. India, the country, okay? Let's just talk. We're not even going to go down the China road today. Just India alone, okay? 1.4 billion people. What is that? 3-4 times the number of people in the United States. Indian people are very smart. Indian people are very motivated. The Indian economy is expanding. Their middle class is expanding. Indian people love gold. Indian households, just their households, not their central bank, just the actual, if you add up all the gold hidden underneath beds and attics and wherever they hide it in India, if you add up all that gold, it's estimated that it's at least 25,000 metric tons. That is 3 times the amount of gold that the United States supposedly has at Fort Knox, okay? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about silver. Because as that middle class economy expands, what we're seeing is that the younger generations love silver. They love gold, but they also are developing quite a affinity towards silver. But look, that's not really the crazy thing about India. Last year, last year. Who cares about last year? We're almost through with this year. But last year, India imported almost 300 million ounces of silver alone. Like over 35% of all the silver that was mined went to India last year. It was astounding, right? Everybody was talking about it. Last month, in case you missed this, in October, India imported 60 million ounces of silver. Some people say that's on the low side, that it may have been even more, and that as we go through the end of the year, we very well may see more shocking numbers come out of India in terms of importing of silver. Guys, India, China, they're the future of precious metals. They seem to be the future of the world economy. China's already number 2. India is gaining and gaining. And these are smart, motivated people. Okay, look, I love America. You love America. A lot of you are joining me from America. We want what's best for our country, no doubt about it. But at the same time, we've got to broaden our lens and look at what's going on in the world. And right now, from a silver perspective, we can't get more of a compelling story than what we're hearing from India. It's really, really out of this world. Okay, now let's switch over to China because we got more shocking news out of China. Shocking? Fascinating? Did I use that word already? Susie's not here. Boy, and to think I started this live stream angry. Now we're having so much fun. Can we get to 300 thumbs up? What do I have to do? And thank you for the super chats, my friends. And, before I forget, let's thank our other sponsor, First Mining Gold. Check them out. If you want gold in the ground, right? Massive gold deposits in Canada. They have over 13 million ounces, which is mind-numbing. Go to their website, learn about the company. Okay, it's a company, it's a stock that I own. I'm not giving financial advice, but it's a stock that I own because I feel comfortable owning a lot of gold in the ground in Canada. You can also reach out to their Director of Investor Relations, Mr. Paul Morris. Super nice guy. He even has a British accent. Send him an email. Excuse me. Send him an email. I'll put it in the description of this and every video that I put out. Okay? Now, let's talk about China. I'm going to beg you one more time, please. Please. How about that virtual hug? Huh? Silver and gold enthusiast? Basement dwellers? I forgot to mention, we're all basement dwellers. I really hope we get to 300. I'm having a bad morning, and that would really lift my spirits. Here we go. Technical difficulties. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, here we go. Hold on a second here. Oh boy, where'd it go? Here we go. This is interesting. This came from Shift Gold. Chinese investors turning to gold, okay? China Daily called the demand for gold robust through the first 3 quarters of 2023 and said that it is expected to continue as economic and geopolitical uncertainties may drive up investors' purchases of the safe haven assets. China, okay, another 1.4 billion people, the second largest economy in the world, ranks as the world's biggest gold market. Whoa. China may not be the world's biggest economy, but did you know that? Maybe we all just learned something because I don't think that I really ever accepted that fact. China ranks as the world's biggest gold market, and Chinese demand has a significant impact on the global gold market. And the global gold market has a significant impact on the global silver market as well. Chinese demand for gold bars and gold coins came in at 82 tons in the third quarter, despite surging gold prices in yuan terms. It was a 16% increase year on year and the strongest Q3 Chinese gold investment demand since 2018. It was a 16% increase and the strongest level of demand since 2018. Wow. Here, Wang Lixin, who's the World Gold Council, or WGC CEO, Wang Lixin told China Daily, quote, are you ready for a quote? The rising interest in gold bars and coins was primarily driven by investors' safe haven demand, supported by the global geopolitical instability and weak performance of investment products denominated in Chinese yuan. The world is moving towards silver and gold. These are Chinese individuals, people like you and me. Imagine we were Chinese when we lived in China. We would be stacking gold, right? They're our brothers. We can't communicate with them because they don't allow Chinese people to watch YouTube. But we have a whole 1.4 in China, in India, who are our brothers and sisters when it comes to precious metals. We also have comrades in Russia as well that are precious metal stackers. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey. You know about Turkey, right? Unbelievable inflation. I pulled up a chart of the price of gold in Turkey over the last 10 years, the price of silver, in Turkey. It's up over like 10 times in the last 10 years. The world is full of precious metal stackers, including the world's second biggest economy, China. Okay? Chinese investors are also putting money into gold-backed ETFs, okay? Jewelry sales are taking off. Guys, everywhere we turn, wow, overall Chinese gold demand was up 7.3% year on year through the first 9 months of 2023, right? And we know, let's review. What's the SGE? We love our acronyms. Shanghai Gold Exchange, physical market, that there's a huge price difference. Why is gold $100 more on the Shanghai Gold Exchange? And it's an actual physical market. Why is silver sometimes like bumping up against being 11-12% higher on the Shanghai Gold Exchange? Why? Think about this. This is crazy what's going on right now. But essentially right now, Saudi Arabia can sell oil to China for gold. Yeah, they don't like send over oil and get the gold back. No, what they do is they send over the oil, the Chinese pay them with yuan, and the Saudis say, we don't want the yuan, we want gold, so they can immediately go to the Shanghai Gold Exchange and get their gold. That's what a top analyst at a big Canadian bank explained to me, that we do have right now an oil for gold trade going on in the world, okay? CoinShop Chris, send that virtual ding-dong at me again. I couldn't read what it said, please, but I need to be looking. We got a lot more to cover, folks. We are going to get the 300 thumbs up. Come on, guys. We can do. We have 400 people on this live stream. Thank you. Okay, you're important. I say it every day because it's like my mantra. This is YouTube, not RonTube. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. We're almost there. What do we got? 292. We're going to get to 300. Let's just run through a couple more interesting things going on. Little booms when it comes to the silver price. I'm going to do a whole video, a live stream about this, but guys, right now we've got more young people in the world. We all think that it's just older folks, boomers, right? I'm 53. I guess I'm not a boomer, but anyway, people over 40, 50 that are stacking. The reality is throughout the world, there's a whole big movement of young people who are stacking silver and gold. Gold is very interesting. Again, in China, these young kids they're collecting gold beans. Okay, I'm going to do a whole live stream about this because it's fascinating. And if you do the math, it's unbelievable how much gold is being purchased and saved by the Chinese. We got 300 thumbs up. It's time to ring the gong. It's gong time. Are you ready for the gong? Here we go. You're going to do this one. That's one ring of the gong for each 100 thumbs up. Thank you for being here. You are the most important part of Ron's Basement. I will be back tomorrow. In the interim, remember how important you are. Don't forget, you are the apple of somebody's eye, right? Number one, be good to yourself, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.